Hi, I'm Steve. Welcome to my studio. If you've seen any of my recent videos, especially my studio tour videos, then you know I've built up a fairly nice collection of tube amps, just loud, glorious, beautiful tube amps that I love using here at home when I'm recording. But what you may not know is when I play a gig, a live show, those amps don't go with me. I play now anywhere from 200 to 230 shows a year. And for every gig I've played since April of 2019, I've used a Kemper. That's right, Mr. Tube Snob himself uses a Kemper. Now, for the first month or so that I had the Kemper, it didn't go so well. I spent hundreds of dollars, maybe even over $1,000, on profiles from other people, and some of them were great. Most of them were great, but they weren't me. They didn't sound, I couldn't get my sound out of them. So I was about to return it when I decided to go ahead and give this profiling thing a shot, not expecting that it would amount to much. I'm glad I did, because since then, I've had the best stage sound and front of house sound of my life. What I came to realize was that even though some of these profiles from other people sound phenomenal, they were made with their amps set for the way they play their guitars and especially their hands. That's, fine and dandy, and they sounded great, but for me, it just didn't work. When I profiled my own amps, they were my amps set the way that I like them for my hands, and boy, did it make a huge difference. But since I've had this setup, I've never done any profiles, so I figured now would be a good time to start. Now, there's a million videos out there on how to do the profiling process, so I'm not going to go through everything. Just know that you come out of the send of the Kemper into the front of your amp, and then out of your mic or mics into the return of the Kemper. On the speaker cabinets, I've got 4 mics on each. I've got a JZ Vintage 67, a VR1 ribbon microphone from SE Electronics, an SM57, and an old Sennheiser 421, the U5 revision. Now, to do the profiling, I've got all the mics mixed and blended the way I like them and routed through an auxiliary output and into the return of the Kemper. That way the Kemper thinks it's seeing a microphone and it's just evaluating the tone. For this video, I'm going to be profiling my JCM2000. It's a Marshall, duh. It's a DSL100, and it's been modified by Voodoo amps with my own custom modification by Trace Davis. The dude's a wizard. I'm going to be doing not quite as heavy a sound today, more of a ballsy classic sound. So I've got a bit of a humming amp, so I've got it turned off right now. Let me turn it on. There's that lovely hum. So this is the sound I'm going to be profiling today. Good, nice, thick, ballsy sound. Now, let me turn on this camera here. There's the interface of the Kemper. Need to put on my specs so I can see. I've got the Kemper pedal down here on the floor, and I'll be controlling this whole process through that. But you'll see we're reference amp and Kemper. Whichever one is highlighted is the one you're listening to. And that'll be really helpful after the profiling process. So I'm going to hit next, go to the next step. And here you can tell the Kemper whether it's a distorted or a clean sound. If you're not using a speaker cabinet, if you're going through a load box, you could hit no cabinet and it'll know that it's just a profile of a head. Anyhow, let's go ahead and run a profile and see how it turns out. And away we go. All right, and that's it. Now, that's how Kemper runs its profiling. How it works, I got no idea. But let's see how it did. I'm going to switch over to the Marshall. I'm going to turn up my speakers here so I can hear it better. Now, this is the profile that the Kemper just made. It's not bad, but it's not close enough. So, you see where it says refine up there? I'm going to hit the refine button and then play some. And the Kemper manual says play chords and play hard because it's measuring your dynamics and everything. So I'm going to play a few different things and let it refine and see if it gets any closer. All right, to see if that helped. This is the Marshall. And this is the Kemper. Marshall. Kemper. It's pretty close, but I can hear some difference in the mid-range and the highs. So I'm going to play some different stuff now, more high-end, highs-based, and see if that'll dial it in more. Marshall. Kemper. Marshall. Kemper. Marshall. Kemper. That's pretty close. Let's try some other stuff. Marshall. Kemper. Marshall. Kemper. Marshall. Kemper. Marshall. It's getting closer. It's still not perfect. I found using different pickups during the refining process and letting it go through several passes actually does bring it even closer. I'm going to hit refine again. I'm going to go to my neck pickup. Dial back on my volume a little bit. I've also seen some people who've said playing some dissonance stuff It might sound like crap, but it actually helps the Kemper to listen, so let's play some Garbage. Garbage, not the band, because they rock. Okay. I'm going to stay on the neck pickup with the volume dropped and see how well it did with the dynamics. That's the Marshall. And here's the Kemper. That's pretty close. Now let me go to the fourth position here. Here's the reference amp. Kemper. Hearing a little difference in the low end, so let me try just playing that and refine it. Marshall, Kemper, Marshall, Kemper. It's pretty close. Now let's go on full out again. Marshall, Kemper. I'd say that's pretty close. I think that's really close. So I'm going to go ahead now and save this profile. So I'm going to go ahead and add some delay, some reverb, and that overdrive. Yeah, I think that sounds killer. Now the Kemper's got quite a few tools inside of it where you could take the profile and refine it just like you would if you were in a studio after you record something. But with the Kemper, these refinements are guitar tone specific and can make a world of difference. Now that's beyond the scope of this video, but if you'd like to see a video where I can kind of walk you through dialing it in so it sounds even better, let me know in the comments below. Now, I'm always looking for ideas for new videos, so if there's something you want me to talk about or any kind of video you want me to make, as long as it's guitar related, let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.